It's hard to imagine, really, that it's 20 years ago since I, on a very early, cold morning, in fact, was standing outside the chapel in Windsor upon the wedding, the royal wedding of Camilla Parker Bowles and, of course, the Prince of Wales. This was a thing that many people never expected to see. And it was a spectacular event, let me tell you, chums. And when you're there reporting for many hours, it is a very long day. What I do remember, in fact, was we all went across to a wonderful hotel which is still in the very heart of Windsor, called the Castle Hotel. They very kindly put on like tea, coffee and breakfast and stuff like that, knowing it was going to be a very, as I say, long but historical day. This was, of course, the wedding that many people thought would never take place. But as we look back at 20 years of Charles and Camilla, it's really a love story that, whether you like it or not, was one that was truly meant to be. Let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you so much as ever for taking the time out to join me today. As I say, I'm travelling up and down the country at the moment, covering all sorts of different things, and taking the time out when I can, chums, to make the videos that truly matter to you. And it's always lovely to share what I'm up and doing, all that sort of stuff. As I said previously, I'm on a Grand Central train, not an ambassador, not being paid. I just wanted to let you know, really good value tickets on here. Found a good gem. If you go to their website, you can get tickets one way, sometimes for as little as £6. Well worth a checkout, if you come into the United Kingdom and you want to say go north to say like York or Sunderland or Thirsk or something like that, always worth checking these things out. Good to share money saving tips in this cost of living crisis, absolutely. Now, what I find fascinating is 20 years Camilla and Charles, and a lot of people are very shall we say, kind about the whole situation. My belief is really this, and I wanted to share this with you as someone who covered the wedding on that day and subsequently have met the king, and subsequently also have met Camilla and close family members. One might suggest that this was a fairy tale romance truly that went wrong. You see, it's my belief that in fact, when you look at it now, and I'm not decrying anything against the late and beautiful Princess Diana, but times were different. You have to remember that. People couldn't do exactly what they wanted. The public expected a certain thing. And I truly believe, in my heart of hearts, that the then Prince of Wales tried his very best, in many respects, to make his marriage work. But his heart truly lay with someone else, and that really was the bigger problem. Of course, Camilla had gone on to marry Andrew Parker Bowles and have a successful marriage and children, and they decided that that was the end of that. The story goes, of course, of all the things that went on behind the scenes. But let's not forget that there are two stories in this. There are, of course, Diana and her numerous, shall we say, meetings, paramours, whatever you want to call them. And along the line, of course, Prince Charles basically just holding out, a little bit like Edward VII for the woman that he loved. Now, on a more positive note, people say, what makes this relationship work? What is it so special? But what I can tell you, what I know, is that, well, the king is a totally different person. And that really is all down to Camilla. She makes him laugh, she makes him smile. And as you saw with Pengate, I don't know if you saw that with the coronation, the way she just dismissed it as if, oh, please, and she was able to take the sting out of the tale, which a lot of people were never able to do before. And you can understand a very young Princess Diana, little unsure about what she can get away with and what she can say. And so what I would say, when you saw that, and as I said, I've been lucky enough to become friends with her son, Tom Parker Bowles, and of course the rest of the family, they are nice people, and people make mistakes along the way in life, some good, some bad. And terrible situations and things happen that are beyond everybody's control. So as we look, of course, to Camilla and Charles, let's find it in many people's hearts, at least, to wish them all the very best in their, some people might say, twilight years of romance. But we've been lucky that Camilla has come along and stabilised the monarchy. And the Queen, if you remember, famously said that she wanted everybody to welcome Camilla and give her the respect that she deserved. Either way, let's just say, happy anniversary, 20 years to Charles and Camilla. Your Majesty the King and Queen Camilla, all the very best from everybody on this channel. Neil Sean in the very heart of a travelling Grand Central train.